because of how he failed ultimately at Chelsea last season, so that is maybe part of the relief. Let's just relive some of the highlights now. Okazaki hitting the crossbar there, that could have put Leicester a goal to the good in the early stages of the game. But what were your overall impressions of Leicester over the 90 minutes?
They needed a little bit of something extra. Like I said before, I don't think they've got a plan B just yet. There's something that I'm sure they've been working on because they have to play in Europe. Defensively, they weren't great in the first half, a little bit better in the second, but both sides were a little bit suspect with balls into their box. This was Lingard's goal, of course. Gets a little bit fortunate.
Well, it's everything you said about Leicester's defending, isn't it? Surely they should have prevented that goal.
Oh, certainly, especially Wes Morgan. You know, coming off the back of such a fantastic season, Wes Morgan. He looked a little bit tired in this game. He got run ragged a few times.
And here's a little bit more of the action. This is into the second period now, and Leicester really had a go, didn't they, at the start of this period. They made two big substitutions. Marouane Fellaini making that massive mistake. Jamie Vardy with that trademark kind of goal and celebration. For Marouane Fellaini, is that the sort of mistake that's going to be highlighted by a Jose Mourinho dossier? Could he find himself easily on the bench for the opener against Bournemouth after that?
We do know that coaches in general, not just Jose Mourinho, they have long memories. They have elephant memories, so you know, very easily I think he could find himself surplus to requirements.
So there's Manchester United having a go in the second period. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, an opportunity there. Wayne Rooney making things difficult for that Leicester back four. But in terms of a potential partnership, I know Rooney's playing quite a bit deeper than Zlatan, but in terms of a kind of partnership there, do you see that coming to fruition this season?
Well, I didn't see any inkling of that just there in that game. I thought Wayne Rooney was well off the pace. He looked a little bit lost, didn't know what was best for him. This was a Valencia assist. It was a hopeful ball really, but just stuck into an area. And of course, it's Zlatan's little bit of movement. He backpedaled initially just to give him space so he can attack the ball. He just backpedals a little bit, just so he's got the jump on Morgan. Morgan doesn't do enough. He needs to be backpedaling into Zlatan because he knows that Zlatan's got the jump on him. He needs to bump Zlatan Ibrahimovic there. Absolutely fantastic header though, Richard.
But if that's the kind of service that Zlatan Ibrahimovic thrives on, will he maybe not quite get that amount of service in this Manchester United team the way that the